All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you had an awesome weekend. We got some time to relax, do some stuff you want to do. I just got a quick class for you today. I just want to kind of show you what's on your plate from this week. So this is the same stuff I introduced to you last Wednesday, which is all about the quadratic formula. I don't remember how detailed we got into this last week, but the quadratic formula is a formula that basically the entire world uses. And as far as I know, or actually I should say, as far as I've heard, the United States is one of the only places that uses other methods for factoring quadratics. Other countries strictly use the quadratic formula because it works every single time. There's no like caveats. It's not like, well, this formula works if this, or this formula works as long as you do this. The quadratic formula works for every single quadratic you use. So I've always found it interesting that we kind of present multiple methods of factoring when technically the quadratic formula works with any quadratic and it works every single time. But it's one of the many methods that we're required to show you. So quadratic formula is for this week. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is a formula. It's kind of a complicated formula. When I say complicated, I just mean there's lots of parts to it. It's not like the overall process is super difficult. Once you do a few and you watch a couple of examples and you practice a few examples, things start making more sense and it'll be totally fine. There are videos, and I think maybe on Wednesday, just because I didn't prep it today, there are videos out there, and I'll show you one Wednesday when we first get to class, that kind of help you memorize the quadratic formula. But in this environment, you don't have to memorize it. In class, typically you would, because you're not allowed notes on tests, and that's not something I'd write on the whiteboard. But obviously at home, while you're taking your tests next week, you could just Google quadratic formula and look up what it is if you don't already have it in your notes. So I'll show you that video anyways, because it's kind of funny, and there's tons of other videos like that. So we'll take a look at that on Wednesday. But like always, practice problems are listed here. I'm not sure if we're doing all of the practice problems. I can't remember. So if you're doing these practice problems and you're like, wow, that seems really weird, or he didn't mention this or something like that, you can always look under there and see if I'm excluding any practice problems. There's some things the district is having us skip as we go through the units. So we're not always going to do every single problem in that practice section. The textbook tells you which pages and where to access it, extra practice if you need it, and then obviously the two assignments that look like they're both due on the 13th, the vocab and concepts and the check-in. Solutions manual and video tutorial. I think I told you last Wednesday the reason why it's 3 parts. It just, was craziness in my house that day, so that's what happened. But I think part 1 is all the instructional stuff, all the different examples. Part 2 and part 3 are the practice problems that I'm working through. So that's kind of how it's laid out. So, all right, so I'm hearing lots of doorbells, so I'm assuming there's people that are late in here. So I'm going to let all these late people in, pause for questions. I'll watch the chat box as well as soon as I get everybody in here. Feel free to unmute yourself. All right, looks like everybody's getting in here now. All right. I'm assuming there's no questions. I'm watching the chat box, but of course, like always, I'm always going to hang out after I dismiss everybody. So feel free to hang back if you want to talk to me just one-on-one, or if you have questions, you want to work through problems or whatever, I'll be here for you. So I hope everybody has an awesome day, and we'll see you all Wednesday. Thank you. Bye.
Mr. Chapman, have a great day.
I know you too. Thank you. Thanks, Paula.
Have a good
Bye,
day. Bye.
Emily. Bye, Antonia.
Have a good one, Mr. Chapman.
See you guys. See you, Liam. Bye, Andre. Hey, guys. Antonia, Andre, you guys got some questions? Hey, Antonia, did you have some questions?